Hmm. Hello, and welcome back to Refrigerated Reviews. My name is DQP. Let's get started. The Steam Summer Sale already began a day ago, so today we will be covering the first 2 days of the Steam Summer Sale. This video is going to seem a bit hackneyed because I'm making it in a hurry so that it's still relevant for you guys, but hopefully you should be able to draw some information out of it and be able to pick up some great games that are on sale. Now, for each day, I'm going to list my 5 best deals for that day, and they're in no particular order, and the daily deals should last not only their day, but also the day after. The deals for day 1 should still be relevant. One extra rule that you should keep in mind for Steam Summer Sales is that if you see something that you like, don't buy it unless it's a daily deal or a flash sale. Because if you... Well, I don't know, I guess you could now, because Steam considers refunding a game just to get it on sale later not to be abuse. So, what the hell, go nuts. I would advise waiting for flash sales and daily deals, but now that refunds are in place, you can go nuts. So, let's start with day 1. Our first deal of the day is Homeworld Remastered Collection, which is a masterpiece of RTS design. It's a great sort of space RTS. I've never played it, but I bought it on sale, and I hear it's quite good. And Total Biscuit has more to say about it in his sale box video, which I will link in the lower right-hand corner. So yes, pick it up. For 14 bucks, I would say it's probably worth it. Next up is Valkyrie Chronicles, which is a weird sort of Fire Emblem meets World War II meets XCOM kind of game. It's pretty weird, but if you're into any of those 3 subject matters, then you're going to have a blast with Valkyrie Chronicles. It's really great. Next up is Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number. A lot of people had problems with this game, and I had a few problems with this game. There were a few pretty glaring plot holes, and a lot of people complained about the level design being too long, which is understandable. But if you liked the first Hotline Miami, and why wouldn't you? It's a really great indie game. Then Hotline Miami 2 is more of that, and it is great. Next up is Don't Starve, another game that I have not played. There are a lot of games in my Steam library that I've not played yet. But, from what I hear, it's a very, very good survival game, and it's one that's actually complete. It's one that's not in early access. So, if you're sick and tired of early access and still want to play a good survival game, Don't Starve is a good place to start. And finally, rounding up day 1 is the Metro franchise. Now, these ones I have played. These are great sort of horror atmospheric first-person shooters. A lot of people compare them to Stalker, wrongly, in my opinion, because they're much more linear than Stalker. But if you're still in the mood for a good, creepy, post-apocalyptic Russian tale that's very depressing and Eastern European, then you can't go wrong with Metro. Last Light is the better of the 2 in my opinion, but you can pick them both up for a very, very reasonable price. So yeah, go for it. And now moving on to day 2, our first deal is Witcher 2, which is one of my favorite RPGs of the last decade. It's very difficult and very hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, once you get the hang of it, it's a really great experience. So it's one to definitely pick up. The first one is also on sale, and it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as good as The Witcher 2, but you can still pick it up if you're into that. And The Witcher 3 is also on sale, but for a very minuscule amount. So if you're patient, then Witcher 3 should go on sale for a much steeper price later down the road. So I'd say wait on Witcher 3, pick up The Witcher 2, see if the Witcher franchise is right for you, because it's not right for a lot of people. But if it's your thing, it will really be your thing. So yeah. Next up is Wasteland 2. This is the true Fallout spiritual successor. Before Fallout 4 got announced, a lot of people were claiming this as the next Fallout, and I can't blame them. This is from the original developers of the first Fallout, and it really shows. It's a very Fallout-like experience. So if you're into the old school post-apocalyptic RPGs of back in the day, it's really, really hard to go wrong with Wasteland 2. Next up is Wolfenstein The New Order. This was one of my games of the year for last year, and for very good reason. It's a very entertaining shooter with very good level design. It's a shooter that actually managed to focus on single player this time, on presenting a very meaningful story instead of trying to detract development time towards multiplayer. And that's really cool. The level design is up there with the FPS greats. You can wield 2 assault rifles at the same time, among other crazy things. And despite the fact that you fight space Nazis on the moon, it's got a surprisingly deep story. So if you like Nazis, and if you just like plain old good shooting, then Wolfenstein The New Order is awesome, and you need to pick it up. Next is This War of Mine. This is a very bleak experience. This is one of the bleakest experiences out there. What am I saying? It's probably the most harshly realistic war game out there. It takes the formula of something like State of Decay or DayZ or something, and it takes out the zombies and replaces that zombie setting with a meaningful sort of wartime environment where you're not playing as the soldiers, but rather the bystanders trying to get by. And it's a very heartbreaking and emotional experience, and for the money, I'd say yes, definitely pick it up. This is something that everybody needs to play at least once in their lives. And finally, we're going to end our video with Portal 2, if you've never played this before by some mysterious chance of luck. I think most everybody on Steam owns this game already, but if you don't, what the hell are you waiting for? It's $5, and it's one of the best games of the year that it came out. I personally would put it up there with Half-Life 2 as one of Valve's greatest works. A lot of people disagree. If you think the first Portal was just the right length, then Portal 2 is going to disappoint you because it's a lot longer. But in my opinion, that means more puzzles and more content, and it actually has a pretty good story when you get right down to it. And also, the co-op is brilliant, and now that it has Steam Workshop support, it has basically infinite content. So for $5, hell yeah, buy Portal 2. It's pretty good. That wraps up my top 10, I guess, deals of the day. It'll be top 5 for every day after this one. But I hope you enjoyed this little Steam expose, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Day 3's Steam deals. So, see you then.